Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to talk about Biju Patnaik, the son of soil. Who is Biju Patnaik? Vijayananda Patnaik was an Indian politician, pilot and a businessman. As politician, he served twice as a chief minister of the state of Odisha. Early life. Biju Patnaik was born on 5 March in a current family 1916 in Cuttack to Lakshmi Narayana and Asalata Patnaik. His parents belonged to Beluganta, Ganjam district around 80 km from Brahmapur. He was educated at Ravensa College in Odisha where Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose once studied. But due to his interest in aviation, he dropped out and trained as a pilot. Patnaik flew with private airlines, but at the start of the Second World War, he joined the Royal Indian Air Force, eventually becoming head of Air Transport Command. Biju Patnaik was the first Odia aviator entrepreneur with the founding of his own carrier, Kalinga Airlines, and becoming its chief pilot. While in service, he began an interest in nationalist politics and used Air Force transports to deliver what was seen as subversive literature to Indian troops. But Patnaik remained committed to fighting the Axis powers. He was jailed by the British for dropping political leaflets to Indian soldiers fighting under British command in Burma and flying clandestine missions that carried Congress party leaders from hideouts across India to secret meetings that charted the independence struggle. Career. Biju Patnaik was inspired by Mahatma Gandhi who fought for freedom. He took part in Quit India movement and was sent to jail in 1943 for 2 years since he was found guilty of taking freedom fighters to secret places in his plane. When the Second World War started, he joined the Royal Indian Air Force where he jailed with British and became friends with them. In 1941, when Japan stepped into the war and attacked Myanmar, he rescued the British. He played a very important role in the freedom movement of Indonesia. He, under the guidance of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, rescued the Indonesian people from the clutches of Dutch rulers. On 23rd March 1947, Pandit Nehru invited 22 Asian countries for the first Indo-Asia conference, and for this, Sultan Zahid, the Prime Minister of Indonesia, was cordially invited too. Pandit Nehru trusted Biju Patnaik and asked him to ensure the safe arrival of Prime Minister Sultan Zahid, which is exactly what Biju Patnaik did. After this, he became a heroic personality among the Indonesians who actively participated in the gaining of independence of their own country. In 1946, Biju was elected to the Odisha Assembly from the North Kota constituency. From 1961 to 1963, he worked as Chief Minister of Odisha. He was also the member of Lok Sabha as well as a member of Rajya Sabha. In the 1990 State Assembly election, Janata Dal won and Biju Patnaik again served as the Chief Minister of Odisha till 1995. Role in Indonesian freedom movement. Biju Babu was also instrumental in assisting Indonesia with its birth for independence from the Dutch in 1947. The Indonesian Prime Minister Sultan Zahid was placed under surveillance by the colonial Dutch, who had absolute control over Indonesian sea and air routes and didn't let him leave the country. Nehru entrusted the task of rescuing Sultan Zahid to Biju Patnaik, who was an expert pilot and was so famous for his passion for adventurous achievements. Biju Patnaik sprang up to instant action. As an avid reader of the history of Kalinga, Biju Babu knew how Kalinga and Indonesia had a long-standing cultural link in the past, and now was the opportunity to render some service to the people of Indonesia at their crucial hour of need. He braved all hazards and flew to Java and brought Sultan Zahid and staff aboard from Java Island on 22 July 1947 by his own Daktoa to Singapore and finally to Delhi, where Zahid was able to meet Jawaharlal Nehru. An indebted Indonesian conferred the high civilian award Bhumi Putra to the valiant personality, and even it is heard that the Indonesian government offered a huge tract of land to him which he returned back politely. Politics. In 1946, Patnaik was elected uncontested to the Odisha Legislative Assembly from North Cuttack constituency. In 1952 and 1957, he won from Jagannath Prasad and Surada respectively. In 1961, he assumed the presidency of the state congress. Under his leadership, the Congress party won 82 of 140 seats and Patnaik, representing Chaudhar constituency, became the Chief Minister of Odisha and remained the position until 2nd October 1963, when he resigned from the post under the Cameron's plan to revive the Congress party. He was the Chief Minister of Odisha at the age of 45. Patnaik was close to Indira Gandhi, who took over Congress party in 1967. However, they clashed in 1969 over the presidential election. He left the Congress and formed a regional party, the Utkal Congress, in 1971 Assembly poll. His party did reasonably well. Soon after Patnaik's death, his youngest son, Naveen Patnaik, was chosen to contest the Lok Sabha by election from the farmers' Aska seat. Naveen Patnaik also became a union minister, but a large chunk of the Janata Dal then decided to break away and form the Biju Janata Dal in December 1997 with Naveen Patnaik as its president. Patnaik's political ideals were centered in socialism and federalism. He strongly advocated for equal resources to all Indian states that needed such. In the true spirit of federalism, Nehru affectionately called Patnaik India's Buchanan. During his time in the Parliament of India, Nehru said of him, Biju Patnaik has the courage, dynamism, and zeal to work. So there is no blunder in giving more aid to Odisha. Political contribution. Biju Patnaik was a successful politician of Odisha. He had the following contributions for Odisha. These are the list: the Chaudhar and Badbil industrial belts, the Katak Jagatpur Mahanadi Highway Bridge, the Bhubaneswar Airport, Regional College of Education at Bhubaneswar, the Odisha Aviation Center, Paradip Port, the MIZ factory at Chunabada, Thermal Power Plant at Talche, Hydroelectric Project at Bhalimela, Odisha University of Agriculture and Technology, Engineering and Medical Colleges at Bulla, the Odisha State Planning Board, Engineering College at Rourkela, Sainik School at Bhubaneswar, reorganization of districts, ferrosilicon campus at Tiruvali, express highway linking Daitari with Paradip, Regional Research Laboratory of the Council of Science of Scientific and Industrial Research, Odisha. Kalinga Foundation. He set up the Kalinga Foundation for propagation of knowledge in science. He also established the Kalinga Prize for promoting scientific knowledge. The effort behind setting up of Kalinga Prize was that everyone should have at least basic understanding of science. The prize, awarded by UNESCO every year, is measured a prestigious award by the international scientific community. When Biju Patnaik contemplated this prize, he gave it the name Kalinga, an empire which existed 2000 years ago. A builder, Biju Patnaik established Kalinga Tubes, Kalinga Airlines, Kalinga Iron Work, Kalinga Refractories, and the Kalinga, a daily newspaper. In 1951, he established the International Kalinga Prize for popularization of science and technology among the people and entrusted the responsibility to UNESCO awards. He was honored by the Indonesian government with the highest civilian honor, Bhumi Putra. This recognition came to him owing to his bravery and heroic feats. In 1996, when Indonesia was celebrating its 50th Independence Day, Biju Patnaik was awarded the highest national award, the Bintang Jasu Utama. Death. He died in New Delhi on April 17, 1997, of cardiorespiratory failure. In 1992, Biju Patnaik left this court for the people of Odisha. In my dream of the 21st century for this state, I would have young men and women who put the interest of the state before them. They will have pride in themselves, confidence in themselves. They will not be at anybody's mercy except their own selves. By their brains, intelligence, and capacity, they will recapture the history of Kalinga. Commemorations. The government of Odisha has named several institutions after the name of Biju Patnaik. They include the Biju Patnaik Airport at Bhubaneswar, Biju Patnaik University of Technology at Rourkela, Biju Patnaik Stadium at Nalko Anugul, etc. Also, his son Naveen Patnaik made his birthday 5 March as Panchayat Raj Divas, a holiday in Odisha in his memory. The Biju Patnaik 5 rupee commemorative coin was released in 2016. Family. Biju Patnaik was married to Gyan Patnaik, who belonged to Punjab, due to which he is known as son-in-law of Punjab as well. Just like Biju, his wife too was a pilot. In fact, she was the first Indian lady to get a commercial pilot license. In the 1940s, Gyan Patnaik accompanied Biju in the freedom struggle movement and evacuation of British families from Rangoon when the Japanese led siege on the region. Biju Patnaik's younger son, Naveen Patnaik, is the current Chief Minister of Odisha. His daughter, Geeta Mehta, is an English writer, and his elder son, Prem Patnaik, is a Delhi-based industrialist. So here, finally, I have given you some biography and lifestyle and the political career about Biju Patnaik, which is former Chief Minister of Odisha and also known as Bhumi Putra of Indonesia. So I hope you people liked this video, and thank you for watching this.